Hello, welcome to Ive's channel. Today we will learn about the shocking twists unfolding in the DiMera family saga. In the latest episode aired on October 28th, viewers were left on the edge of their seats as whispers of a potential kidnapping scheme emerged, centering around the enigmatic Andre DiMera. The plot thickens with suspicions that Tony DiMera might have been replaced by his cunning sibling during a seemingly innocent cruise adventure. This development hints at deeper layers of deception within the powerful DiMera empire, where loyalties are as fragile as glass and secrets simmer beneath the surface. As the story unfolds, it draws on the soap's long history of dramatic resurrections and identity swaps, reminding fans why the DiMera lineage continues to captivate audiences worldwide. The episode delves into the details of Tony and Ana DiMera's luxurious Mediterranean cruise, a getaway meant for romance and relaxation but derailed by unexpected events. When the grand ship anchored in the sun-drenched port of Athens for a brief daytime stopover, Tony stepped off for what was billed as a routine business meeting with international associates. Hours ticked by, and as the golden hues of the Greek sunset painted the horizon, Ana grew increasingly anxious on deck, scanning the crowds for any sign of her husband. Her worry wasn't unfounded. The bustling streets of Athens, filled with ancient ruins and modern chaos, provided the perfect backdrop for something sinister to occur unnoticed. Ana's instincts kicked in, sensing that something was amiss beyond a simple delay, perhaps a deliberate ploy to isolate Tony from the safety of the vessel. She voiced her concerns to E.J. DiMera during a tense conversation in the ship's opulent lounge, her voice laced with frustration and fear. E.J., ever the composed strategist, brushed off her alarm with a casual shrug, attributing Tony's absence to his well-known absent-mindedness amid high-stakes negotiations. Yet, E.J.'s response carried an undercurrent of detachment. His eyes avoided hers, and his tone lacked the urgency one might expect from a brother worried about family. This subtle shift in E.J.'s behavior suggests he might be privy to classified information, possibly coordinating behind the scenes to protect, or advance, the family's shadowy interests. E.J.'s peculiar nonchalance extends to his apparent indifference toward the DiMera Enterprise's continuity, as if Tony's role could be easily filled without disrupting operations. In the intricate web of DiMera power plays, where boardroom battles often mirror personal vendettas, E.J.'s focus seems laser-sharp on progression rather than peril. This raises intriguing questions. Is E.J. truly oblivious, or is he orchestrating events to ensure the family's dominance endures, even at the cost of a sibling's temporary sidelining? His calculated demeanor aligns with the character's history of prioritizing legacy over sentiment, a trait that has defined many DiMera arcs over the years. Despite the mounting tension, relief appeared to wash over Ana when her phone buzzed with a cryptic text message, which she hurriedly shared with E.J. The message claimed Tony had been located unharmed, explaining that his meeting had overrun due to complex discussions on overseas investments, causing him to miss the ship's departure. Now, Tony allegedly intended to catch up with the cruise at the upcoming port in Istanbul, boarding via private arrangements to avoid further delays. On the surface, this resolution ties up loose ends neatly, but in the world of Days of Our Lives, such convenient explanations often mask elaborate ruses designed to buy time for greater schemes. The writer's deliberate crafting of Tony's vanishing act points to a multifaceted purpose, far from a mere plot device for suspense. This brief disappearance serves as a narrative pivot, potentially allowing Andre DiMera to execute a high-seas abduction, whisking Tony away to a hidden lair where he could be restrained and impersonated. Andre, presumed deceased after past dramatic demises, fits seamlessly into this revival trope, a staple of the show that has seen characters defy death repeatedly, including Andre's own improbable returns in earlier seasons. Imagine the scene. Tony, bound in a dimly lit cabin far from prying eyes, while his doppelganger steps into his life aboard the yacht. Ana's growing fury toward the Tony, who rejoins her, could stem from subtle mismatches in behavior, like unfamiliar mannerisms or offhand comments that betray the imposter's true identity. Posing as Tony would grant Andre unprecedented access to Ana's world, stirring up emotional turmoil without forcing uncomfortable intimacies that might strain the storyline. This swap not only heightens the drama but also explores themes of trust and deception in relationships, a core element of Anna's character arc. Her sharp intuition, honed from years navigating DiMera intrigues, might soon unravel the facade, leading to explosive confrontations. Current spoilers tease even wilder implications, linking one of Theo Penglis's dual roles to EJ's clandestine laboratory endeavors, where cutting-edge science collides with the supernatural. At the heart of these experiments lies a grotesque reincarnation of the legendary Stefano DiMera, pieced together through forbidden biotechnology that blurs the line between life and legacy. Andre's villainous nature makes him an ideal collaborator in this mad science, perhaps supplying rare artifacts or insider knowledge to fuel the project's ambitions. The lab, hidden in a fortified DiMera estate, buzzes with ethical dilemmas as technicians push boundaries, resurrecting echoes of Stefano's tyrannical influence. It's entirely plausible that EJ harbors secrets about Andre's survival, having forged a clandestine alliance to harness his brother's ruthlessness for the experiment's success. In exchange for participation, Andre gains leverage within the family, using the kidnapping as a bargaining chip to assert control. Tony's plight as a hostage, enduring isolation and uncertainty, underscores the high stakes. His resilience, drawn from past ordeals, could lead to a daring escape that exposes the entire operation. This dynamic amplifies EJ's internal conflict, balancing familial bonds against the allure of power. EJ's potential acceptance of Andre usurping Tony's identity stems from pragmatic necessity. The family requires Andre's unyielding ferocity to navigate current threats, from rival corporations to internal betrayals. For the time being, this substitution maintains operational stability, allowing EJ to advance his agenda without immediate fallout. However, cracks in the illusion are inevitable. Subtle clues, like Andre's sharper wit or colder gaze, will test loyalties and ignite chaos. The DiMera saga thrives on such precarious balances, where one false move could topple empires. In essence, Days of Our Lives spoilers foreshadow a riveting Andre-Tony impersonation drama that promises to entwine with EJ's experimental horrors, delivering pulse-pounding revelations for devoted fans. As the cruise continues and shadows lengthen over the DiMera dynasty, anticipate a cascade of family upheavals that redefine alliances and unearth buried grudges. Stay locked in for the next waves of intrigue on this timeless soap. Next, Tuesday, October 28, 2025. Where is Tony DiMera? Mystery, suspense, and worry grip Salem. The DiMera family has faced its fair share of chaos, betrayal, and shocking disappearances. But today's episode of Days of Our Lives left viewers holding their breath once again. The question everyone is asking, where is Tony DiMera? A quiet morning turns into panic. The day begins like any other inside the DiMera Enterprises office. EJ DiMera, ever the confident businessman with that air of superiority only a DiMera could perfect, is busy sorting through contracts when Kat enters. But her expression is tense, something is clearly wrong. Before EJ can ask, Kat delivers the unsettling news. Tony is missing. According to Anna, Tony never returned from a business meeting when their cruise ship docked in Athens. First, EJ tries to remain calm. He suggests that Tony probably lost track of time, that perhaps he was delayed by business or sightseeing. After all, Tony is a man of class and taste, one who could easily get caught up in the charm of the Greek Isles. But Kat isn't convinced. Her tone is sharp with worry as she says what everyone is thinking. EJ, what if something really happened to him? For the first time, EJ's confident facade slips. He realizes she might be right. Every second could matter. He instructs her to notify Chad immediately while he arranges to meet with Theo about DiMera business. Even in crisis, EJ tries to maintain control, balancing the family's empire with his growing concern for his brother. Trouble in the DiMera office. Moments later, EJ meets Theo Carver, Tony's nephew, in the office. Though their discussion is supposed to focus on DiMera Enterprises, the tension in the room is palpable. Theo senses EJ's unease, and EJ finally admits what's weighing on him: Tony's disappearance. EJ offers to step in and help with any of Tony's ongoing business affairs while he's away. But before they can discuss further, EJ's phone rings. It's Anna. Her voice trembles as she explains that Tony's meeting ran longer than expected, causing him to miss his train. She says he'll meet her at the next stop. Her words should be reassuring, but something about her tone feels off. EJ forces a smile, trying to convince himself that everything is fine. He'll be back soon, he mutters. Yet, when he hangs up, a shadow of doubt crosses his face. Will Tony really come back? In Salem, disappearances rarely end neatly, and everyone who knows the DeMarais knows that behind every calm explanation lies a storm brewing beneath the surface. At the square, growing concern. Meanwhile, at Salem Square, Kat is pacing with her phone pressed to her ear. She's speaking with Rafe Hernandez, the ever-vigilant detective. Tony DeMarais hasn't been seen since Athens, she reports. Rafe promises to start making calls, though even his tone betrays unease. Just as Kat hangs up, she spots Chad DeMarais walking into the square. Chad, still recovering from recent family drama, is caught off guard when Kat rushes up to him. She apologizes for interrupting his earlier meeting with Jennifer, admitting she didn't mean to intrude in the DeMarais office. Chad, however, brushes it off with a wry smile. Don't worry about Jennifer. She needs to learn to handle things like that. It's part of the job. But the moment he overhears EJ on the phone talking about Tony, his composure cracks. His voice rises, almost breaking with relief and confusion. Wait, what do you mean Tony missed his train? Kat looks at him with worried eyes. That's what Anna said, but EJ doesn't seem sure. Chad runs a hand through his hair, frustration evident. Something's not right. Tony doesn't just vanish. Not without letting someone know. The DeMarais curse returns. For longtime Salem residents, Tony's disappearance feels hauntingly familiar. The DeMarais are no strangers to vanishing acts, some intentional, others tragic. Over the decades, this family has survived presumed deaths, kidnappings, and betrayals that would shatter any ordinary household. Anna has endured this nightmare before, believing Tony gone forever, only to find him alive years later. But this time feels different. The circumstances are too vague, the silence too heavy. EJ, despite his bravado, is visibly shaken. His loyalty to family runs deep, even if it's often buried beneath ambition and rivalry. Beneath the power struggles and business deals, the DeMarais are still a family, and the thought of losing Tony again brings back ghosts of the past. What comes next? Back at the DeMarais mansion, Anna leaves another voicemail for Tony, her voice breaking. Tony, if you hear this, please call me. I'm worried. The camera lingers on the phone in her trembling hand, emphasizing the unbearable weight. EJ, meanwhile, sits alone in his office, staring at the DeMarais crest on the wall. He knows that if Tony is in trouble, time is slipping away, and so is their fragile peace. Chad and Kat join forces, determined to uncover what really happened after that mysterious business meeting in Athens. Was it simply a delay? Or is there something more sinister behind Tony's disappearance? As the day ends, Salem's night air feels heavier than usual. The city's lights flicker, and the camera pans to an abandoned train station overseas. An empty bench, a briefcase left behind, and a ticket to Salem. The name on it? Tony DeMarais, a family on edge. Tonight's episode reminds us why Days of Our Lives has captivated audiences for decades. The tension, the emotion, and the intricate web of family loyalty versus suspicion all come together in this beautifully crafted mystery. Tony's disappearance isn't just another cliffhanger. It's a haunting echo of the DeMarais family's legacy, a reminder that in Salem, every secret eventually comes to light, and every disappearance leaves scars that never quite heal. As viewers wait for tomorrow's episode, one question lingers in every heart. Where is Tony DeMarais, and what will the DeMarais lose before they find him?